95 Pounds of Hope by Anna Gavalda. Chapter 1. I hate school. I hate it more than anything in the world, and even worse, it's ruining my life. Until I was 3, I could say that my life was happy. I don't really remember that much, but I think things were okay. I would spend my time playing, watching my Little Brown Bear video over and over, drawing pictures, and making up hundreds of adventures starring Big Doggy, my stuffed dog whom I adored. My mom told me that I used to spend hours in my room giggling and chatting away to myself, so I guess I must have been happy. At that time in my life, I loved everyone, and I thought that everyone loved me. Then, when I was 3 years and 5 months old, wham, school. Apparently, in the morning, I was quite happy to go. My parents must have gone on about it all through the summer. You lucky boy, you're going to school. Look at this lovely new school bag. It's for your lovely new school. And blah, blah, blah. Apparently, I didn't even cry. I am the curious type. I think it's because I wanted to see what kind of toys they had, especially Legos. When I came home at lunchtime, I was enchanted. When I had eaten, I went into my room to tell Big Doggy all about my marvelous morning. Well, if only I had known. I would have paid more attention to those last minutes of happiness, because right after that, my life got off track. Time to go back, said Mom. Where to? To school, of course. No. No what? I'm not going. Oh, and why not? Because I already went. I saw what it's like, and I've done it. I have hundreds of things to do in my room. I told Big Doggy that I was going to build him a special machine for finding all the bones he's buried under my bed, so I don't have time to go to school. My mother knelt down beside me, and I shook my head. She spoke more firmly, and I started to cry. She picked me up, and I started to scream. Then she slapped me. It was the first slap of my life. There you are. That was school for you. The beginning of the nightmare. I've heard my parents tell this story a million times. They've told their friends, my kindergarten teachers, my middle school teachers, psychologists, speech therapists, and career advisors. And each time I hear it, I remember that I never did build that bone detector for Big Doggy. Now I'm 13, and I'm in 6th grade. Yes, I know there's something wrong. I'll tell you right away, don't bother to count on your fingers. I stayed back twice, 3rd and 6th grades. School always causes scenes at home. You can imagine. My mother cries and my father yells, or the other way around. My mother yells and my father says nothing. It really drives me crazy to see them like that, but what can I do? What can I say in a situation like that? Nothing. I say nothing, because if I open my mouth, it's even worse. There's only one thing the two of them ever say to me, and they repeat it like a couple of parrots. Work. Work, 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 work! Okay, I understand. I'm not a complete moron after all. I would like to work. The problem is I can't. For me, it's like they teach everything in Chinese. It goes in one ear and out the other. They have taken me to thousands of doctors, eye doctors, ear doctors, and even brain doctors. Their conclusion after these wasted hours of consultation: I have a concentration problem. Attention deficit disorder, ADD. You have to be kidding. I know exactly what's wrong, and it has nothing to do with concentration. I have no problem, not a single one. It's just that school doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me at all, and that's all there is to it. There was just one year when I was happy at school. It was in kindergarten, with a teacher named Marie. I will never forget her. When I think about it now, I tell myself that Marie must have become a kindergarten teacher to be able to spend time doing what she liked best in life, building and creating things. I loved her from the beginning. From the first morning of the first day. She wore clothes that she had made herself, sweaters that she had knitted herself, and her jewelry was all made by her. Not a day went by that we didn't take something home. A papier-mâché hedgehog, a cat with a bottle of milk, a mouse in a walnut shell, mobiles, drawings, paintings, collages. Marie didn't need to wait until Mother's Day for us to get our hands dirty. She would say that a successful day was a day when you made something. When I think about it, I wonder if my happiness with Marie was also the reason for the unhappiness that followed. It was then that I realized a simple truth. Nothing interested me much except my own hands and what I could make with them. I also know what I owe Marie. Thanks to her, I managed to get through kindergarten reasonably well. She'd understood what made me tick. She knew that having to write my name brought me to the verge of tears, that I took nothing in, and that for me reciting a nursery rhyme was pure torture. At the end of the year, on the last day, I went to say goodbye to her. I had a lump in my throat and could hardly talk. I handed her a present. It was a great little pencil box with one drawer for paper clips, another for thumbtacks, a place for the eraser, and everything. It had taken me hours to get it right and to decorate it. I saw that she liked it, and she felt as moved as I did. She said, "I have a gift for you too, Gregory." It was a fat book. She added, "Next year you'll be in Mrs. Darrett's class. You're going to have to try very hard. Do you know why?" I shook my head. "To be able to read everything that's in here." When I got home, I asked my mom to read me the title. She took the huge volume on her knees and said 1,000 activities for little hands. My goodness, I can see the mess already. I hated Mrs. Darrett. I hated the sound of her voice, the way she acted, and the fact that she always had favorites. But I did learn to read, because I wanted to make the hippopotamus out of an egg carton on page 124. On my final school report from kindergarten, Marie had written, "This boy has a head like a sieve, magic fingers, and a heart of gold. We should be able to make something of him." It was the first and last time in my life that I received a compliment from a member of the educational system.